Welcome to the 2019 Football Officials Video Training Series. We're studying the National Federation of High School Rules and Five-Man Mechanics. Technical assistance provided by Dax Hill and Greg Downham. Our video producer is Matt Bivens. Executive producer is Walt Coleman. I'm your host, Todd Allen. This video is a copyright production of the Arkansas Association of High School Officials. Visit our website at aahso.com. The Arkansas Association of High School Officials. We're helping good officials get better. We've all heard the phrase, use it or lose it. Nothing could be more true when you're talking about the rules. And nothing can help you use it and grow as a football official more than the Reading Studying Guide. Well, maybe these videos, but the Reading Study Guide's a close second. I use it frequently throughout the season and in the off-season to refresh and update my rules knowledge, keep my head in the game, keep me thinking about the rules because you don't want to start over every year. Pick up your copy of the Reading Study Guide because when you're through learning, you're through. Welcome to week 3. Going to change things up a little bit, and we're going to dive right in. Last week, we did a lot of technical training, and this week, we're just going to try to look at a bunch of plays, as many as I can get up and in the time that we have available. So, line of scrimmage officials, we're going to talk about illegal formations, who's on, who's off, and when we get these players that are wide of the formation, and look, no tight end involved on this side of the line of scrimmage. And so these twins to the right, we've got a slot receiver, and this outside receiver, in my opinion, is on the line of scrimmage. This inside receiver, also we're looking for is a blade of grass because they're both wearing eligible numbers, both wide of the formation. And don't be overly technical with this, whether one player's on, one player's off. Now, when teams try to hide a tight end, we do want to see an obvious stagger in the formation. But this is enough of a stagger. Look at the rear feet. Is there a stagger in this formation? Absolutely yes. And these players just go out, we make a pass and call an illegal formation. This is not an illegal formation. These players, let's just count who's on the line of scrimmage right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players on the line of scrimmage. Put this guy in the backfield. When you're looking down the line of scrimmage, this should be very obvious to you what they're trying to do. And look at the defenders. Very obvious to them what they're trying to do. So don't be overly technical on this. Remember, blade of grass involving these wide out receivers. If you can put a blade of grass between them, then call one on, one off. Now look what I've got queued up for you. Imagine this, a kick play. Would we ever be talking about kick plays? Heck yeah, we talk about them a lot because they're pretty dadgum tough to officiate. They got their own set of rules and everything's crazy on these. We spread everybody out and run around. So this is another kick play, and we've got just a block in the back is what we're going to call. We covered blocks in the back pretty good last week. So if you saw that video, I want you to keep an eye on this player right here. And I'm going to ask you a couple of big questions as we move this thing along a couple of frames at a time. Is this player in chase mode? Remember this clock? So anybody who's between 9 and 3 is not in chase mode. Remember now the defender is standing in the middle here facing the 12 like this. So now we go back to this play. At this point, is he in chase mode? Is this player chasing this player? Very good. Absolutely not. Advance it a couple of frames. Is he in chase mode now? So at no time during the play does this receiving team player approach the would-be tackler from chase mode, and then we have this block, but we throw a foul for an illegal block in the back. So we recognize, if we see the whole play, and the umpire makes this call, and he looks to me like he's looking right at it, so I can't say, oh, you came to it late. So, do we recognize a player in chase mode? And if we do recognize that, we would know that this player is not approaching from chase mode. So, can't defend this call. This is an incorrect call for an illegal block in the back. All right, next play we're going to have to stop and spend a little more time on. Lots going on in this play involving position of back judge and also focus and concentration for our umpire. Imagine this, another kick play. So the things that we're going to need to focus on is this play is going to bounce about the 45-yard line. And then look at the position of the back judge here. Notice how he comes forward on the play and gets parallel with the ball carrier. He's still moving forward after the ball carrier gains possession of the ball and starts to run. Now, no, he's on the wide side of the field, so that should be a pretty good clue where this action's going to come. But the ball carrier runs to the far sideline, and the back judge freezes. Look at his position now. Split screen, position at the time the ball carrier started running with the ball. You see how he hasn't changed his position at all? And now he gets caught in the play and is unable to focus up the field. And some problems occur here. I want to point out 2 blocks. Let me back up and look at this block. I want you to keep an eye on this player right here. Right as these 2 players get to the ball carrier and the ball carrier starts toward the far side of the field, look at this block. Does not lead with his hands. Is this player defenseless? So let's go back to the definition of what is a defenseless player. Focus of concentration and physical position makes him more vulnerable to injury. This player is totally focused on the ball carrier and doesn't see this block coming on the blind side. The receiving team player initiates forcible contact without leading with the hands. This is a blind side block. Although you don't see the elements of running upstream, you do see a defenseless player, and you do see forcible contact initiated without open hands. This receiving team player, if he leads with his hands, is still able to take this player out of the play and free the ball carrier to run to the far side of the field. This player is not going to get decleated like this and knocked over. We let the play progress here, but I want to stop and look at this player right here. I want you to focus on him. Umpire is right here, and you should be working this area of the field, umpire. And this player that's swimming upstream, and what do we mean by swimming upstream? He's running the opposite direction the ball carrier needs to run, and they're on the same team. Does that make sense? So the ball carrier is trying to advance the ball this way, and this player is running full speed this way, faster than any other player on the field. Do you agree with that? Let me back it up again. Watch him as he goes. And umpire, look in this area. There's no one else for you to be watching. And I'll follow this player all the way to impact. You see this block right here. Bam. So this player's focus of concentration and physical positioning make him more susceptible to injury. He's completely pursuing the ball carrier, has no idea this player is running upstream, the opposite direction at full speed. He lowers his shoulder and wham, this is a big blindside block. Out in space with the player running upstream. Let's count how far he goes upstream. Okay, he rapidly starts to accelerate here at the 38-yard line. He goes 5, 10, 15, 17 yards, running full speed. And we missed that blindside block. Now, as the ball carrier gets tackled, watch this. This is the head coach right here of the player that was just involved in that blindside block, who's still on the ground, actually. Pumping his fist, coming out onto the field, 45-yard line, pumping his fist again, gets all the way middle of the numbers at the 50-yard line before the video cuts out. I don't know how far he went. Looked like he was stopping. But note for coaches, note for the entire crew. If the coach comes to the numbers protesting a call, he has to be penalized. We're going to give him a lot of latitude, especially when he's right, because he's right on this call. But he's not going to make that pitch in front of the entire crowd at the numbers without being penalized. Fair enough? So back up, review this play one more time. I want to hit on the highlights again. And I want to also share with you where this back should have gone. Freeze it right here. Your positioning's pretty good if you just stop right here. Wait for the ball carrier to catch the ball, which he does right at the 40-yard line. Now, you've come up another 3 yards. Just drop your beanbag now at the 40-yard line and then 45-degree angle backwards, back out, and get yourself to about the 35-yard line and get still and officiate the play. If you do that, you see this block right here, which the video is not 100% clear. If you wrote that play up and why you didn't call a blindside block, I would support you. But definitely, you're not in a position where these players are running through you and you're backpedaling trying to survive. I mean, the blockers go behind you, the defenders are in front of you. And there's a real shot that you see this action that occurs right in front of the ball carrier. This is right where you would have been focused if you'd been in proper position. I think the back judge picks this call up. Head linesman definitely would pick this, should have picked this call up. Umpire, you should have stayed with this guy when he was all the way back here. Follow him all the way through to here. And I would have expected the umpire to throw on this foul. There's just nothing else for him to officiate. So we got 3 shots at this. We miss them all. This is an illegal blindside block. That's it for this week's video. Got to cut it off a little short. Tough work week for me. So going to try to get a couple of extra plays in next week. Thanks so much for the stuff that you've sent in, questions and plays you've sent in. I've got some blocking below the waist video, end zone video that's really high quality. I want to show you that next week. It's pretty cool. Also, one more thing I want to share with you. Had a couple of different phone conversations this week with coaches that are not in our program but had you officiate their games this week, and we looked at some plays with them. Great feedback. They love the fact that we're able to talk about things and help develop the officials and the coaches and our perspective and how the game's officiated. That's very, very important. One other thing, it's a lot of times it's things that don't happen on the field that has the most influence on how people perceive the way we officiate the game. So be a consummate professional in everything you do. Even if others, clock operators, chain crews, whatever, don't meet your expectations of how things are supposed to be, keep those comments to yourself or drop them in an email to me. Let me follow up with game administrators at the appropriate time. It will have the best impact on our program if we say the right things at the right time. For the Arkansas Association of High School Officials, this is Todd Allen saying, I hope to see you on the field real soon.